Hey guys, Coach Micheal, Burt, the Super Coach. Welcome to another episode of Good Coach, Bad Coach. Secrets that great coaches know that the others never figure out. I got Bruce Lund, my VP of Operations, the next Burt. We're about to get on an airplane in the morning at 5:40 a.m. I don't know who booked that. I guess I did.
Yeah, you did book that.
And we're going to Tony Robbins, and we're going to get coached up. We're going to. We may or may not walk on coals.
We will.
We may get there and say we don't want to do this. Who knows? I don't know. Not giving us an out, but I'm just saying we're going to LA, and because we're hungry and coachable, we believe a good coach can change your life. We believe 1 hour can change your life. We believe a good coach can change your life. And we created this show for coaches, managers, and leaders. There are a lot of bad coaches in the world, okay? And they need this. They need so badly a program like this. I've been a bad coach in my life, and I've been a good coach in my life. I eventually, if I can ever get around to it, write a book on this concept called Good Coach, Bad Coach, or My Coach Sucks.
Hey, you've never seen a book you didn't want to write.
And I've suffered because of it, all right? So, Bruce, tell us what we're talking about today. Looks like you got...
Hey, don't look at my notes here.
Okay, does it ever
end for a good coach? Yeah. And the reason I bring up this topic is, man, you coach a lot of people, and you talk to a lot of people, and everywhere we go, it's, people want a piece of your time, which is a great thing for you, right? It's very humbling as a coach that other people want a piece of your time. But man, whether we're in the Sprinter going to another engagement, whether we're at a restaurant, people coming up to you, wherever we're at, they want a piece of your time. And so my question to you: does it ever end for you as a coach?
Well, let me phrase it. Let me put it another way, because that's a great question. If you were not a coach, but you were a person of interest, does it ever end for a person of interest? Yeah. And that's really how I look at it, is if I'm a coach of interest, that really means I'm creating some unique value in the market that is in demand. And I believe we all need a coach in life. And if that is always in demand, which I believe it will be, then no, it never ends. Now the question is, can I turn it off?
Hey man, you're already getting into my notes.
Okay, yeah.
Questions 3, 4, and 5.
Not does it ever end, but can I flip the switch?
Yeah.
And I would tell you personally, I struggle with that. My mind's always thinking, even when I'm with my family, when I'm with my daughter, I'm thinking. There are periods that I do shut it off, and that's part of the reason I protect my schedule, because there's only so much you can give before you just
talk about your schedule. Because I think that's important. I do handle a lot of your scheduling, and so you just have dates. I can kind of talk to them about it. You have dates that are, whether it's Friday through Monday maybe, where this is blocked off. Coach needs some downtime. These are protected dates. We put them in your calendar as red, and you see yourself more as an entertainer than anything, right?
Yeah, so. And I think it's a lot about energy. I think I need time to go into the woods. I obviously have to create a lot of new content to keep people fresh, and so I need time away. If you look at pastors, every 5th year they have a sabbatical, and they go away for 2 months, 3 months, and they need that because of the high burnout rate. So here's the challenge with a coach. A coach gets burned out, and he's still got to keep coaching.
Yep.
A regular old Joe gets burned out, they just shut it down, man. They don't show up for work. So I ask this question. Sometimes I ask it to you guys, my team, what if I just decide one day I don't want to show up?
I got this.
Yeah. I mean, let's just say today we're going to coach 50 or 60 bankers, and I just say, man,
you show up.
I don't feel like it.
Yeah.
I don't have that luxury, and I think about pounding it out every single morning. I have to get up 5:30, and I'm like, oh man, here we go again. It's another, and I'm looking at a day, a 12-hour day or a 14-hour day, and I'm thinking, man, when does it end?
Yeah.
I do ask myself that question. When do I get some time to, I told Natalie the other day, what I'd really like to do is loaf. Be lazy. Okay? Just do nothing. She's like, well, what does that mean? What would you do? And I'm like, just do nothing.
I don't know, but I don't want to do anything.
Yeah, just nothing. So that's what we're talking today. Does it ever really end for a good coach? And so I think if you're watching this show today, you probably could be struggling with burnout, exhaustion. I don't know of a good coach that I talk to that, although they love it, don't think about getting out of it from time to time. What would it be like just to be a regular old cat and have downtime and off time and holidays off and weekends off? What would that be like?
Well, let's take a break. We'll come back and we'll wrap this bad boy up. We'll put a bow on it, as you say, right?
Good coach, bad coach, secrets of great coaches know. Today we're talking, does it ever really end for a great coach? This is the Greatness Network. I'm Coach Micheal Burt with Bruce Lund. Hey, this is Coach Micheal Burt, and I have a prediction. Within the next 5 years, every manager in the world will have to become a coach. You know, a good coach will do 3 things for you. They make you have conversations you don't want to have. They make you do some things you don't want to do. They'll help you become something you didn't think you could become. This transition, what I call the coaching revolution, prompted me to create a program called Turn Your Managers into Coaches. What we want to do is drive up engagement, drive up production. We want to become a manager other people want to follow. If you've got managers out there that you want to turn into coaches that engage people in systematic behaviors that allows them to do something tomorrow they simply cannot do today, pick up the phone and call us, 225-8380, 615-225-8380, or email us at info@coachburt.com, and we're going to teach you how to turn your managers into great coaches. Hey guys, Coach Micheal Burt, welcome back to the Greatness Network. Did I say that? GreatnessNetwork.com, GreatnessNetwork.com, GreatnessNetwork.com. That's where all of our
It's kind of
shows.
like Wizard of Oz, where you're clicking your heels.
That's
sometimes.
where all of our shows are at. Our podcasts are there. I'm telling you, man, if you make a decision to be great, that's where you want to go. And if you're listening to us on iTunes, Stitcher, Podcast Republic, you're listening to Good Coach, Bad Coach, we got to get more people listening. There's a lot of bad coaches in the world.
Yeah.
One reason people become bad coaches is because they burn the candle at both ends. Mm-hmm. They're exhausted. And you see some coaches that are older, man, they just look like they've been whipped. They've been in a 15-round fight, man. You look at their bodies, you look at their faces. They just, I mean, you look at their hair.
Well, people don't see it here, but we have actually a monitor behind the camera here that we look at, man. I'm looking at my eyes right now, and my eyes are baggy just hanging around you. Trying to keep up with you all day.
Yeah. That's why good face cream. Good face cream makes me look younger. So today we're talking, does it ever really end for a coach? All right, what's your questions?
Yeah, so I got some more questions here for you. Is there a difference between being you've been an athletic championship coach and now you're a business coach? Is there a difference between your athletic days and now out in the world as a business coach, as far as your energy, and does it ever end? Do you coach more people now than you did before?
I coach a lot more people now than I did before. There's a lot more preparation work for me now than there was before. Mm-hmm. Before, when I was an athletic coach, I was at the mercy of my schedule a lot more than I am now. I could not take the kind of time I do off now when I was a coach. There was no start and stop times. You know, it was unheard of for me to go home at 5 or 5:30 in the coaching world. Yeah. I mean, every night, 7, 8, 9, 10. On game days, 12, 1. Get there at 6:30. So, that did prepare me for this. But to be honest with you, now I get to pick and choose who I work with. I get to protect my energy a little bit better, and that's a positive. That's one thing I can decompress from.
One concept you talk about a lot now, and it's another book you want to write, is called Crumbs.
Yes.
Right. So as a great coach, if it's really hard to turn it off and to go home, and you have obviously a little girl at home now, and you have Natalie at home, how do you turn it off when you go home now? So talk to the great coaches out there who just need to decompress, go home, and just shut it down for the family.
There's 2 pieces of advice, and this is where you're going to get your money's worth today, is one, I think you need a passion outside of work. And I think you need to be able to put your phone down and when you go home and say, I'm done until tomorrow. Yeah. Now, I do plan at night, 15, 20 minutes. But I do think you got to be able to put your phone down, especially on the weekends. I very seldom on a Saturday check email. On Sunday, I may check it one time, but I try to.
Oh, no, I know you're checking on Sundays.
Yeah, now Sunday, you're right. I'm talking about during my planning period on Sunday. I did have to work 3 hours this Sunday to get ready for this week.
21 emails coming in from the coach on a Sunday afternoon.
But, on Saturday,
yes,
I typically try to check out, man. And there are times, and I really wish I could do it more. And I wish I could have more vacations to myself and family. And, that's part of the problem is you create demand, and it's a machine that just never stops, man. It just never quits going.
But you wouldn't do all this stuff unless you love being a coach.
I think I am very serious about impact now. And I've never really been as serious as I am now about impacting people. And I think we've been given a great platform to change lives and touch souls and stir hearts and really impact people, the business a coach should be in. And so that's helped me take it to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
And I think that's where my fire and engine comes from, is I know we're making a difference.
The last thing we'll talk about then is how do you shut it down in today's saturated social media atmosphere where you're just constantly getting bombarded, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, Meerkat. I mean, you literally do it all. Instagram.
I think,
I'm forgetting?
and I think some people, I've backed off, to be honest with you, some than what I used to. I used to post at night a lot. I used to post first thing in the morning, and I've put some mechanisms in place for me not to do that. And I don't post as much. Is it important that I post to build my brand? Yes. Am I missing some opportunity? Probably, because I don't post as much as I used to. But at the same time, I got to keep my sanity. And to me, doing a Periscope every night versus spend time with my daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a call last night, as you know. I did an interview last night at 8:30, but I had to leave my daughter, go over to my office, you know.
But when you were 20 to 30, though, and you didn't have the family, you would be doing all those things,
shoot,
right?
man. Who needs sleep when you're 20 to 30, man? But priorities take place, and I think as you get older, and I will say this, when you have other things that are just as important to you as your work, like your family or your daughter, then you just start saying, in the grand scheme of things, this is all important.
Yeah.
But it ain't as important as that.
Yeah. I think it's a great show, man.
Good coach, bad coach,
bad coach.
secrets that great coaches know, other people never figure out. Brandon, where can you find us at?
GreatnessNetwork.com.
There we go.
GreatnessNetwork.com. I'm Coach Michael Burt.
Hey, next week we're going to come back. We'll take our shoes off. You guys will see the third-degree burns on our feet after we walk across cold. So stay tuned for that one.
Have a great week, everybody.
See you guys.